with us.
Yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over.
Right.
You already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
well.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free.
Right.
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Another day on the markets, and what a day! What a day! They say, sometimes the pretty much the top 20 days in a year out of a calendar year, 365 days, is when most of the action happens. You can make the most money and all that sort of stuff. Also lose the most money. Wow, dramatic. We had the Mt. Gox Bitcoin Shakedown. We're going to talk about that. We got the dog meme on Bitcoin has got listed on CoinSpot. So now the Australians, up to 2.5 million Australians, can access that. And we're also going to talk about the Ethereum ETF. Is it soon? Is it next week? Is it this month? We're going to talk about that. And, of course, we're also talking about the Mafia game, which we are really enjoying. And it is blowing up bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. So we're going to talk about that too. So I hope you guys enjoy the content today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. Let's get ready to rumble, as we say. Let's get into it all. Get in the chat there, folks. Say hello as well. We've got Lies Beneath the Truth in the house. Hello, how are you today? Very good. Not quite as sunny as yesterday, but still, it's okay out there. Just sort of a cool winter day, I guess, in the month of July. Hex Pulsex incentive for the win, 100%. And I love that video there with Richard Hart and Hexologist talking about just the basics of how Pulsechain works when it forked the Ethereum network on the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time. And it was awesome, right, in 2023. So I really love that as the golden strategy of this channel. And we're just accumulating. It's taking longer than a lot of people expect, but we're just accumulating on the old Pulsechain. Some amazing opportunities. We're going to talk about that today as well. We got Archie, the Don of the Syndicate, the most feared family in the Mafia game. And a big shout out to you, Archie. Looking very, very good. We're going to talk about the Mafia Vault. That is just getting bigger and bigger all the time as it marches towards 5 billion pulse. We're going to talk about where that's at the moment. All right, let's see what's else. Let's go into it. Let's get into the market. Stock market, let's crush that. And the stock market just going to new record highs all the time. S&P 500 closes at record high as jobs data stokes fear of rate cuts. So that's going to be really cool. So it's not fears, but it's stoking rate cuts are more likely now. This is bullish news for crypto as well. So kind of cool, especially after the Bitcoin, a shakeout that we just had. We got the Dow Jones is up 0.17%, 68 points to 39,375. So just under 40,000. We got the S&P 500 is up 0.5%, 30 points to 5,567. So busting out new records. And we got the Nasdaq there is up 0.9%, almost 1%, 163 points at 18,351, and of course that's got all the tech companies in it. So we're moving forward with the stock market. Treasury yields nosedived after payroll results point to cooling labor market. Now remember, the basic thing the Federal Reserve is trying to do in the United States is trade off employment for lower inflation. So that's the basic idea. It's taken a while for the to see any chinks in the arm of the employment market, given the US has got a lot of technology booming in the US. So all this technology, of course, things like AI and all that sort of stuff is playing its role, and other technologies converging as well. So US doing pretty well. Treasury yields came under pressure after the monthly jobs report for June showed that the economy added 206,000 jobs last month, down from 218 in May. But the solid headline payroll numbers was accompanied by sizable downward revisions. Macquarie said as job gains for the May and April were revised down, so they were actually worse than reported originally. Adding to signs of a cooling labour market, with the unemployment rate rose from to 4.1% from 4%. That's still kind of lowish, but it is definitely rising there. In May, average hourly wage growth slowed, strengthening the case for a September rate cut. And of course, that's what we've been talking about. The earliest rate cut we might get is September. Well, for now, a base case for the first cut remains December, says Macquarie. It has become increasingly likely that one may occur earlier than this, with a reduction at the September's meeting a strong possibility. That's from Macquarie. The traders now see a 70% rate cut in September, down from 60% the week prior. Now, this is we were at 68%. Now we've got 70, so it's getting stronger. The market expecting a rate cut earlier than later this year. This cooling in the jobs market through June also comes after a series of weaker than expected labour market readings this week. So good news. So that's kind of the roundup there. Let's have a quick look at commodities before we take off into crypto. We've got the price of crude oil and Brent oil there is at $73.86 respectively, down just over 0.5%. We've got gold at the moment up 1.2% or 1.3% there, up $30 on gold to $2,400. We've got silver there back over $30. A fantastic result for silver. Like I said, silver is one to watch. I think the crypto market's going to do really well, but silver is going to do extremely well as well over the horizon. The logic being that when we get to our interest rate pivot, we get what we call that pivot and the rates start coming down. They'll be slow. I think it's going to be slow trajectory for the interest rates coming down. But when we get that, we could see the US dollar start to devalue, and of course silver price take off. So and it has been under the thumb for quite a long time. Getting over $30 was a very good sign for that, and that's up 2.2%, 68 cents to $31.50. So silver looking really good there. So that's pretty much that. Let's quickly jump over to crypto, of course, which has kind of been in free fall there. We got Bitcoin there at $56,707. Down 0.8% over the last 24 hours. So it has cooled off there after the bounce back. Bitcoin dominance has increased, of course, 52.85%. Remember, we've kind of been around that 52.5%, so we're closer to 53% there. Ethereum there has gone below 3,000. It hasn't yet recovered over it yet, but it's close. It's close, and that's down 2.5% at the moment. The big shining light there, as you can see, is Solana up 5% at $134. What else are we going to say about this? Everything in light pink is sort of down, just under 0.5% there. We've got XRP down 1%, ADA down 2.9%, and Tron just slightly down. Matic is down 4.4%. Litecoin is over 5% in the dark red, and that is down 5% at $61.79. And then, of course, the BNB over here is down 2.7% at just under $500 on BNB. Remember, BNB Mafia, of course, relies on that, so the higher the price of BNB Mafia, the higher the vault over on BNB. The meme coins managed to slightly recover. SHIB, Dodge, and Pepe, they went down dramatically with the free fall of Bitcoin. And they are a leverage play, of course, and they go down fast on the way down. They go way up fast on the way up. It's just the way it goes. But they're all up slightly there at the moment on the meme coins. We're going to talk more about that later on. So that's a general overview of crypto. Let's zoom in on the Bitcoin free fall. The Mt. Gox big Bitcoin shakedown, as I call it, the Mt. Gox Bitcoin shakedown. I like that. It has a good ring to it. It's not much fun watching it go down generally, but that is the play. Now you can see here on the daily, man, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, of course, we got to the bottom of this fourth day on, of course, the Friday. And we can see the bottom of that price there, $53,500. That was the bearish scenario we've been painting the last week or so. That would be the bearish was down. I had it down at around 52,500. It did get down to 53,500. A big shout out to Brennan. He's our TA guru. He had this pretty much marked around 53 for the next drop, if we broke this other drop, right? The other drop was 57. You can see we actually landed on the 57, and then we broke down on the Mt. Gox news down through that. So we hit 1 and almost hit 2 levels of support, and we've managed to bounce back almost back to the 57,000, which I've been talking about with this yellow line as a horizontal support, right? After we broke down the 200-day, very good chance, more probable that we would have gone down. That was the risk once we broke the 200. And yeah, certainly after that support there, 57, horizontal, then down we went and bounced back. So fingers crossed, we've probably got a still bit more volatility ahead of us. Still probably drift down slightly is my guess. So it's going to be a pretty volatile month this month now. But on the good news, we've got the Ethereum ETF, so we're going to talk about that too. So let's jump over to that. But before we do, let's look at the Mt. Gox impact, right? So Mt. Gox said on Friday that it started making repayments to customers, ending a near 10-year wait for some users to get their crypto back after a 2014 hack sent the crypto exchange into bankruptcy, which I believe it was 2012 or 2011 actually happened. The company was once the world's top crypto exchange, handling over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions. In its early years, the hack resulted in the loss of an estimated 740,000 Bitcoin. And of course, that is the letter that got given out on the 5th of July here from the rehabilitation debtor for Mt. Gox, Nobuki Kobayashi, attorney at law there, is the trustee. So notice regarding repayment of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash might have a heavy hit there. So I didn't actually check that. We might check that later on. But July the 5th, 2024, the Rehabilitation Trust made repayments in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash to some of the rehabilitation creditors through a part of the designated cryptocurrency exchanges in accordance with the rehabilitation plan. Now, we talked about this yesterday. Richard Hart posted about Bitcoin moving as well, sort of indicating this move. Repayments on other rehabilitation credits will be promptly made once the following conditions have been met. Confirmation of the validity of registered accounts and other matters. So we know that actually registering and all that is actually quite complicated, and you're giving it a bit of disclosure, this little thing. That's been people have been hesitant about that, especially if you've got small amounts. Number 2, acceptance of the intention to subscribe to the agency receipt agreement by the designated cryptocurrency exchanges. And 3, completion of discussions between the Rehabilitation Trust and designated crypto exchanges regarding repayments. Number 4, confirmation that repayments can be made safely and securely. We ask eligible rehabilitation creditors to wait for a while. So that was the end of the document there. That's a screenshot of the repayment notice on the 5th of July. And of course, that caused the people to front run and the big players front run the market, and the market started going down. Now, we'd already been sort of heading down in expectation of the repayments in early July. And that's why we saw those 4 days of red there. Announcement added selling pressure on Bitcoin and the broader crypto market after Mt. Gox announced last month its intention to start repayments in July. Bitcoin plunged to as low as, of course, $53,500 on Coinbase, as lowest level in 5 months. The free fall led to over, this is the big kicker, right? So as difficult as it was for the retail players, look at these liquidations for the bulls. The free fall led to $580 million of bullish bets being liquidated. I believe it's probably higher than that now, of course. The world's largest digital asset remained under 55,000. Of course, it got down a bit lower, as I say, 53,500, bouncing back to where it is now at 56,500. So it's bounced 3,000 since then. The world's largest digital asset remained under that price. According to CoinDesk, it started the week close to 63,000. So it was at 63,000 at the beginning of the week, and now we're down at 56,500. So quite a bit of a move there. So what's that, 5,500 a net in that move. Mt. Gox moved 47,228 Bitcoin, signaling the start of the repayment process, which has caused some market fear due to the large potential sell-off. However, it is worth noting, despite these concerns, the long-term impact may be less severe as the market generally absorbs the selling pressure. You know, talking about the amount of Bitcoin value, maybe 4.5 billion versus 40 billion in trade volume or so. We'll check that out on where that is at the moment. Obviously, it has a massive impact at time, and I think it's just going to slowly seep out, but it will dampen the price. Obviously, we need there's ETFs and everything else to start pushing the price back up with that money swapping hands, basically Bitcoin swapping hands. However, it's worth noting that despite these concerns, the long-term impact may be less than severe as the market gradually absorbs selling pressure. Some customers may have to wait as long as 60 to 90 days. So we've got this sort of phase. That's why typically Q3 is typically the worst performing quarter for crypto. That's going to be exacerbated, of course, by the Mt. Gox payments and potential sellers. How many of them actually sell? Obviously, a lot of them become pretty rich relative to when they had it back in 2012, 2014, for example. And of course, the exchange's former CEO confirmed a direct message to Coinbase on X that these were worst case figures. So worst case figures, they're 69 days. Those are generally linked to the number of transfers to process. Each exchange might have a slightly different internal policy and decide to credit everyone later or later than sooner or sooner than later. Exchanges approved by the trusted process for payments include Bitbank, BitGo, Bitstamp, Kraken, and SBI VC Trade, a Japanese exchange. So those are the latest updates there. I hope you guys enjoyed the information because it's pretty important sitting behind this free fall that we had here. And of course, we've bounced over the 200. So it's going to be a bit of tough with those payments over the next 69 days, and especially in the generally the weakest quarter. We know that July, August can be a 50-50 almost month in terms of performance. Typically, we get 2 or 3 months of volatility after Bitcoin halving, and of course, we have had the Bitcoin halving a little while ago. We can see back here, but this is probably going to exacerbate that. Probably, in my guess, is pushing us out into October before we really get that hyper bull run. It definitely could happen. And of course, September is normally a very red month most of the time. So we shall see what happens there. So yeah, I would expect some volatility and downward pressure in the next couple of months for Bitcoin, barring, of course, big players coming in with some money to absorb that selling, is what I'd say there. So yeah, 76 days since the Bitcoin halving, currently on the 77th day at the moment. So I'd just probably be a bit more cautious over the next 3 months. Accumulating good value, though, is always an option. Just take that into account. All right, so let's go to Ethereum at the moment. Ethereum's got a better outlook, in my opinion. Obviously, it gets dragged down with Bitcoin too, but I think it's just got a better narrative ahead of it at the moment. And of course, let's have a look at the price. Obviously, came down pretty dramatic there as well. Actually breached the 200-day moving average, and of course, got all the way down to $2,800, but it's bounced back from there. The Ethereum ETFs, hopefully, they'll have get a lot of gun. Obviously, when markets come down, maybe new investors are a little bit more tepid. They might have a bit of a slow start, and rather than a big start like we saw with Bitcoin, and then slowly ramp up like that. Well, Bitcoin kind of it was a good start, and then it went up to a great start and started tapering off. So hopefully the Ethereum ETFs also get some good results there, lifting the whole altcoin market there in Ethereum. So that'd be pretty neat. So that is potentially coming up on next Monday. So the Monday coming up in a couple of days. So hopefully we'll get the SEC. SEC's kind of been mucking around. There has been a little bit of admin stuff happening. But let's check out on Eric Balkahunas. He's the Bloomberg analyst giving us the latest information on this. He's got here on the 4th of July, of course, Bitwise just filed an amended S1 for spot Ethereum, which wasn't due until July the 8th. That's what we've got here on the market, is this July the 8th date here. Expecting that all to be wrapped up with the SEC. Seems to be pretty minor stuff. Not really sure why the SEC's mucking around so much, but I guess they're getting there. Probably just want to get it off their plate. It's talking about Bitwise, and from here I hear the last round of comments were literally nothing. So there's nothing really much happening. So we could have a sudden approval, but possibly next week. It took 0 time to update. Also, no fee yet. So there's no fees for these Ethereum ETFs. Probably get those next weekish, is what Eric Balkahunas is saying. You can see the Bitwise Ethereum ETF there update. No one really knows why the SEC is taking their sweet time with these, given how light comments were. These could have easily been traded by now. Could be one problem issuer slowing down the process, or just summertime lazy people on vacay. I'm not so sure about the last bit there, but not sure. That said, all indications launch still on for this month. So still looking good based on Eric's assessment on this launching this month and possibly next week. More details to come next week there. So that is from Eric there as well. All right. He had a little comment at the bottom here. Half of my replies. When moon. Absolutely. We all agree with that, Eric. We all agree with that. So that is where Ethereum's at the moment. A nice little bounce back. Now, looking at the support, we do have quite a bit of support here at this zone, 2,800. So that is kind of the support level, kind of bounced from there at the moment. We had a bit of support here at horizontal, obviously support here. So it's kind of bounced there at the moment. but the Ethereum's ETFs hopefully start us on the upside there. And I guess it's a much better outlook for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So with the Ethereum ETF coming up there. All right, so that is kind of the latest for the Ethereum. The other thing, of course, is we got top memes. So we're going to go to the memes and the market cap. We've got the market cap at the moment, 2.06 trillion market cap for the crypto, down 3% here. That's based on coin market cap data. So down 3% today. And yeah, it wasn't only a week ago or something. We were up at 2.3, I think it was, 2.33 trillion. We're down at 2.06 trillion. And yeah, look at the markets. This is the meme coins we've been following. Obviously, a big category that does pretty well. Another one, of course, is AI, and other ones like that, IoT, things like that. But yeah, the meme coins hit pretty hard this week, but much better recovery with the bounce back from Bitcoin, Ethereum. But we're only down 14% on Dogecoin for the week, 22% on Pepe. It's the hardest one hit in the last week. So it's all down on the hourly there. We're getting slight little recovery on the hourly with these other top two. Number 4, they're all down. I mean, Dog with Hat and Bonk are only down 1-2% for the week. So that's actually a really good performance, isn't it? And they're up big time here in the last 24 hours, up 9%, 5% respectively. So Dog with Hat and Bonk doing pretty well. Floki down 50%. Brett is down 20%, down 11% in the last 24 hours. So a big part of that is the last 24 hours there. A Mogcoin, which has sort of come out of, risen into the ranks, is down 15% for the week, up 3%. Book a BOEM there, book meme BOEM is down 25%, pretty heavy hit there. So you can see Pepe and the book of meme down pretty hard this week, 25% and still down. Now Dog, of course, is the one that we're banking for the win in the bull market, huge upside potential. And of course, this makes sense to have the number 1 meme coin on the most valuable chain, and this is the only Bitcoin one here. And of course, Dog there on Runes protocol, which we've been covering as well. That is down 15% for the week, down 7.6% at the moment. So really good entry into the old Dog at the moment. And then of course, we've had some other new entries there, like Popcat is actually up 18% in the last 24 hours, showing some resilience there. One of the latest ones that people are after, along with Mogcoin up the top there. Mogcoin actually kept, moving up pretty well also. But still taking Dogs for the win there. So we'll see how we get on with that. Now, that's the meme coins. And of course, we've been following that category pretty quickly. I mean, there are AI coins as well. We'll have a quick look at those because it's another popular category. And we can see some of the top A ones there, AI coins in their protocol, down 10%. But let's have a look for something that's showing a bit of green life. Yeah, we've got Ashka Network there up to 9.66%. So there's a little bit of green life there. But they're down pretty heavy as well. I mean, look at all the numbers are down there, pretty heavy, as we've seen across the board. So, there's a little bit of green light there for some projects. Well, that's kind of it for the moment on that. So we're going to move on into Pulsechain. And then, of course, we're going to get up to Mafia update as well. So stay tuned for that. So day 420 on Pulsechain is what we're going to be covering the end of day. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and see who else has jumped in. I forgot to mention that, and I thought I had it up here, but I forgot to have it posted. But Dogcoin got listed on CoinSpot listing, which I did mention actually at the beginning. So that's pretty good news. Obviously, the market's pretty negative, so it wasn't enough to lift it. Probably would have had to be in a tier 1 exchange. And probably the timing's not the best either. We're still looking for Crypto.com, Binance, and things like that to still list. So, but still a good listing. With Australians now being able to access a Dog on Bitcoin Runes. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got MV in the house there. Morning. Good to see you, MV. Hope you're doing well. We got Brennan as well. Morning, folks. Big shout out to Brennan. Brennan says the impact of Mt. Gox will have a 30% impact on BCH and a 6% impact on Bitcoin. So that's a good analysis there from Brennan. Thanks for that. Yeah, the BCH was what I was going to look at, wasn't it? That is going to be probably hit much harder by Mt. Gox than Bitcoin. Good point. We've got Brian in the house, our community leader, always doing some awesome stuff. Big shout out to you, Brian. What's up, folks, from Brian. And we've got Crypto Furio there as well. Hello. Crypto Furio doing well. And I hope you guys have been enjoying some of those Mafia crates, or Mafia keys as we call them. You can open up crates with them. And I know Furio and Wookie and other people have been winning some of those. So hopefully those have been nice little prizes that you've been getting there as well. We tend to give away a good number of those keys when we get them. So kind of cool. All right, let's get back into Pulsechain and see where that is heading at the moment. So Pulsechain at the moment, after the carnage, we have got Pulse at quadruple 041, down 0.5% there. We've got the 55s again. You know, it's a special number in the old Pulsechain Hex community. 41% of the main sacrifice price at the moment. So it's pretty important to hold that 4,000 mark. So it's nice to see it there. PulseX is up 3.4%, almost 3.5%, sitting at quadruple 0203. So at 20% of the main sacrifice price. The buy and burn, of course, is at 911, almost 912 billion. PulseX has been bought up as burnt and burned. That's a really key part of the tokenomic superiority on Pulsechain. 4.5% is bought up and burned so far, so it's just slowly eating through that public supply of PulseX. And what else are we going to say about that? Yeah, we're heading towards 1 trillion burn. That's kind of what we're trying to head to at the moment. Incentive token at the moment is up 1.25% at $2.18. The ratio to incentive tokens holds up so well. I'm always amazed at it. 53,200 Pulse per incentive token, doing very well. And the total supply of incentive token, 35,477 million there. That's what I say. 35,477,000. That's a better way to say that. More accurate as well. So that is doing pretty well. Those incentive tokens are emitted from the V1 PulseX farms. So they're ticking away at the moment. In fact, we might bring them up. I wasn't going to do it, but let's bring them up and have a look at how the PulseX farms are faring, given the given the onslaught that we had. So let's have a quick look at that. And we're going to have a quick check of the yields. Every so often we like to jump in there and check what the Pulsex farm yields are like. They're really, really good. I mean, they've been amazing in there. If you've been sitting in there while we're waiting for the magic carpet ride to really play out. So we've got Pulsex Pulse, 13% at the moment, 35 million in there. We've got the Bridgeton coin. So we've got DAI, USDC Tether and USD Tether versus Pulse coin. They're at 68%, 66%, and 67%. So yeah, the Tether one and yeah, DAI looking pretty good at the moment. And of course you got Wrapped ETH, Bridgeton with Pulse at 41%. Looking at the Richard Hart coins, you got Hex Pulse at 28%, incentive token Pulse at 37, and incentive PulseX at 32. So still we're doing really good. Those are the V1 farms, remember. There are V2 farms, so you don't get the farming yield for that. Just remember that when you're doing LP providing. You can do LP providing just by going trade and go to liquidity. You can provide liquidity. There's V1 and V2. So V1s are the farms. So you have to have those particular liquidity pairs if you're going to get the, if you do that, you'll get LP tokens from providing liquidity in particular pairs. And you can take those LP tokens and put them into farms and earn a second yield, which is massive relative to generally relative to most liquidity pairs. So it's pretty healthy there. And all you have to do is add liquidity. So just click V1, add liquidity, and put in depending on what farm that you want to enter, provide liquidity, get the LP tokens, and then put them in the farm. So that's pretty much it. So you just go into the farm, click on one of these, connect your wallet, and you can stake your LP tokens. They'll be in your wallet, and you'll start earning incentive token. Isn't that cool? So that's something really nice yields on the old PulseX there. Don't forget that. Always good to have a bit of income earning going on there. Just taking into account impairment loss, particularly if Pulse decides to go up to the right, eventually, and then you're stuck in stable coins. So just remember that there's a trade-off there. But so far, it's been pretty good being in the farms, given where Rich Heart tokens are at the moment. So that is it for that. Let's get into Hex. Hex at the moment, what a steal is Hex right now. Pick up Hex at the moment. What an absolute steal. Remember, there's a much smaller LP pools in the Hex, even though it's got bonded heart liquidity. Man, when we go back on the upside, Hex could really start to take off. Yeah, just Hex is such a steal right now. Anyway, the price is flat at quadruple 0.48, so 4800th of a penny. And we've got EHEX at the moment, 1300th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX is at 6/10 of a penny. Insane. So a fantastic place to pick up Hex right now. Smaller LP pools, and man, it's going to be easy to move the price up, right? So kind of cool. That is day 420. Let's get into the overall charts here. Obviously, after the Bitcoin shakeout or bloodbath, depending on who you're asking, we're at 4,100. You guys know that I said we had support at 40,550. We're just above that. So did we hit it? We did. We actually breached through it slightly. We got down to 39.55. So we actually went slightly below that, but came back up. So far, so good on the weekly. Let's have a look at the daily. Let's look at the daily on Pulse. This is the daily one here. The RSI is definitely not fully oversold, but down at 30. It's at borderline on the oversold there. So probably looking good for a recovery here, depending, of course, if Bitcoin decides to take another leg down. So we shall see. Now, if Bitcoin does do that, we're probably looking at 48,000, and then hopefully bounce back over the 50. That 50 obviously very psychological for Bitcoin, but as Brendan pointed out, maybe we get softer because it comes out in different installments. The Mt. Gox stuff, maybe we just get a softer price path than we otherwise would if they all came out, all got dumped, for example, as the worst case scenario. So yeah, that is where we are. All right, and it gets redistributed, right? It gets redistributed, and then the price starts moving back up. That's kind of the idea. All right, so that is the old Pulse there. Good one to pick up. Picking up tons. You need 32 million Pulse at the moment to become a validator. So that's another option too to pick up on the low price here before we get that magic outright at some stage in the future, which we're expecting during the bull market sometime. So Pulsex at the moment is just looking better, right? Even better than Pulse. We've still got this higher low. I mean, look at this. We've still got this higher low. Look over here. So compared to December, compared to September last year. So this is still looking pretty good, even with a bit of a move down here earlier. Now, as you guys know, we're really looking forward to this indicator to cross the yellow line crossing over the blue line. That's the 13-day over the 34-day, but it hasn't happened yet. But maybe it's going to happen soon. This could be very much the bottom formation here. And so, yeah, game on. And if we get the Ethereum ETF, bullish news, up to the right there. And, of course, also the Magic Outright money is sitting in Ethereum, right? So Magic Outright up to the right as well. So all is not lost. All is not gloomy. And we know crypto can turn around very quickly. And we do find bottoms. So there we go. There's some optimism there moving forward. And based on fundamentals that are coming up ahead. So that's kind of cool on Pulsex. I really do like Pulsex. Let's go to the week on this one. And, of course, don't forget the buy and burn slowly ticking away. And we also have, as the market price goes up too, we're likely to see more use of the Power City protocols with the liquidity forks. And, of course, that takes off another 4% off the market. So we're seeing, I don't know, give or take 8.5% off the market just through those, through the buy and burn and the Power City last time I checked. So at the moment, we'll check that actually when we get back to the Go Pulse. So, yeah, looking much better on the weekly as well. If this crosses over than the weekly, that's going to be hyper bullish, especially if the green candle for the week is above that. That's going to be pretty epic. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be one of the indicators that we're looking at going forward. So Pulsex, a nice buy indeed. All right, so Incentive Token at the moment, let's look at that. This has been performing like a boss, and we can see that, look at that. It is looking so good. Look at that in that column. That's amazing. Let's go full screen on this, full mode. But that is looking really good. Let's auto log that. But that's looking really cool at the moment. Look at that. That is that consolidation there in that zone. Just unbelievable. Mind-blowing. Really positive sign for the future of Pulsex and Incentive Token. Got to be sure. All right, but Hex, of course, is the one, the laggard. Let's call it the laggard. But, man, it's got the smaller pools. Look at the pools at the moment. So it's got 8.2 million in the pools at the moment. Look at that. So a lot easier to move. Folks. And, of course, 16.5 million in liquidity. And 2.8 billion market cap, man, but a lot of opportunity there on the upside. So at the moment, bit of a steal. I know some people are picking it up right now because they can see that in the future. And of course, remember, markets and AMM pools go up at a square value. And so big opportunities for the upside there. Pumping $10 million, for example, big opportunities for that. So, and of course, in the AMM pool, that goes up at a faster rate. So it's going to be so cool. Now, obviously, we could have selling going into it. But I suggest to you that we have already got rid of quite a few accounts, particularly number 3 and the sacrifices. And so we've got a bit of option there and maybe some more rational players amongst that sacrifice net and, of course, new accumulators allow the price to start getting those parabolics in the future. So we'll be looking out for that too. So Hex, a very good buy at the moment. EHEX as well, likewise, a good buy. Obviously, the Pulsechain version Hex is the Magic Outright chain. Just take that into account. But, as Ethereum takes off, this is likely to take off as well before it hits resistance at 3/7 of a penny with the BankX wall up here. So some food for thought. All right, but that previous little bump last week got completely wiped out this week. So, it's the way it goes. This is crypto. It's pretty crazy sometimes. All right, so that's it on the Hex. Let's go to some of the other markets. We're going to look at Hex derivatives. Hex derivatives at the moment, we've had some good news. We've got Maximus and Lucky. They're all up to date. 5% gains on Maximus and Lucky. Maximus is the 10-year Hex mining pool and a derivative of Hex, of course. And Lucky there is 7 years in the Hex mining pools there. We had some good good operation for Hedron and Akoso on Ethereum as well. Apparently, Alex McFerder has got something coming out soon, so might have to check up on that later today, see whether that's actually come out on version 2.0 or something like that. We're looking forward to anything he does. That is it on the derivatives. Stable coins on Pulsechain. We got PDI making a 10.6% gain, up 0.28 of a penny. And a big shout out to Brennan in our Discord. He made a comment about this, what happened today, and he's got called it right again. So Brennan making some good calls out there and doing a great job with the TA. What else? We got a bit of lift in USDC and USD Tether following that up, 7 and 6% respectively. We got LUSD, which is our speculative play. $150 might end up doing something cool in LUSD. It's got that the minting is capped and the burning is going, and that's coming out 4% as well. So nice on that one. So the four speculative ones at top in terms of stable coins, inverted commas, that are doing pretty well today. Quite nice to see. Volumes, obviously volumes need to pick up, but it's still doing pretty well nevertheless. And plenty of coins at the moment. Let's go to those. The big mover. This was the worst one yesterday, wasn't it? SolidX. Now it's the best mover, 17%, I think. So let's have a quick look at this one actually, just to confirm my my agreements here. Yeah. So we were red the last 3 days before that, and then we got a green day. We just finished this day. We got a brand new candle here. It's only 36 minutes in the making. The RSI's got plenty of room to move. So BankX there. SolidX is doing pretty good on the bounce back there. All right, so we might have a bigger move up to the upside here, given all things considered. All right, let's have a look here. We got more token up 6.6%, Axis Alive up to 3%, Matty Allen at $1.42 up 2.5%, and no token from Randy Olasky etching out a 1.9% gain, just below a quarter of a penny, but there is no token there. All right, let's jump over to the overall on Pulsechain and see how that the whole overall on Pulsechain is performing before we get into Mafia update. Let's see here. So we got trending 6 hours. Let's go 24 hours. Looks like we've got Leonidas is doing pretty well, up 23% again. That's been doing pretty well the last couple of days. It's kind of bizarre. Let me know what you think, why that is happening. SolidX, of course, we covered that. That's top performer. Fugazi is up as well, 15%. This new one here, don't know, it's one died to $8. I haven't checked that one, but that is up 14% there. PDGC, which we interviewed Hayden from PDC, the Greys, and of course they've also got a family on the Mafia game. We interviewed them. They're up 40% today, so good news for that. They got that secret sauce where they're trading on everything, on volatility, volumes, and they're burning away the currency and increasing the yield of participants, which is pretty key. That's kind of the holy grail of crypto, really, that sort of stuff. Launch token is the only utility token on the top, and that is up 9.2%. I don't know if we've had any launches from there, but we look forward to it. We got Teddy Bear up 8% as well. So there's some of the better movers. Giftedware up 5.7%. Giftedware, of course, also in the Mafia game. So there we are. We've got two of the best performing tokens today, both in playing Mafia and Mafia families, and their tokens are doing pretty well versus the rest of the market. UFO as well from PDC up 5%, so not bad. We talked about LUSD. So those are kind of ones, and all the influencer coins following in quickly after. So some good stuff there. Even Pulsestrip managing to get up 4% on the ROI protocols. So there we go. So lots of stuff happening there. Let's go to the top ones as well. Top ones. So look there. Pretty similar list, except we got PTV at the top there, Pulse TV. Haven't even checked that out. I don't know if that's a real project or not, but it's certainly up 60%. Got 37K liquidity at the moment. So that's the play. Let's actually quickly check that out. Just I haven't had a look at it before. And see, it's not been around for long. It's a couple of weeks here, like a month. Not even a month, maybe. How long has it been around for? 22 days. Seems to have a lot of rockets, so some people seem to like it. What's it got here? 48 makers, so it's it's pretty modest, but 37K in liquidity, 402,000 market cap. Let's have a quick look at their Twitter handle, see whether they've got many followers. It's a relatively new project course, 746. So they're PTV, Pulse TV. So there we are. That's kind of cool. We need more social media stuff on Pulsechain, so it's good to see something like that. It's got animated characters from the looks of it. Kind of cool. So yeah, that is pretty cool. We might actually have a bit more further look at this stuff, but that's kind of neat. I like that idea. Let's have a look at the website. I don't know who's behind this one. Let me know in the chat if you do know. It's the first time I've actually looked at it. And of course, Pulse TV there, created by the community for the community. And there's some cool characters. Obviously, Richard Hart there, and other people that you might know. Pulse TV, the comedic cartoon born to beat the camaraderie in the world of Richard Hart's creations. Pulse, visualize, inspire your favorite, also favorite influencers. Laughs, narrated by AI voiceovers, guide you through culture memes. So there we go. Supply 75 million tokens. Team allocation, nothing apparently. 1.5 million wallet whale limits. So you can only hold so much in a wallet. They got 0.5% marketing, 1% distribution, 0.5%. Looks like a 2% tax there on the token, on the sell, and 2% on the buy. They got 1% being burned and liquidity. So there we go. That is it on that. There's a bit of a free push on that. That's about it. That's all I know on it so far. So there we go. I thought they would have some stuff around animations. I'm not sure where the animations are. Where's the animation? I thought they had some TV stuff here, so I'm not really sure what that's doing. All right. Pulse TV, yeah, nothing there. I can't see any. I thought they'd have some TV stuff, but this looks like a reflex token. It's a bit weird not having, some content. So there we go. Maybe it's a nothing burger, right? Just a bit of marketing there. All right, so that is it from PDV. Now, we will have the total volume at the moment on 13 million trading today. So it's okay. We want to get back over 25 million. I think we can all agree with that. It'd be kind of cool. But 13.7 million on trending at the moment. So that is it. 250,000 transactions on Pulsechain. All right, so that is pretty much that. Let's jump over to the rest of the stuff on Pulsechain for day 420. Gas prices, 182,000 beats at the moment. I saw it down at 37,000 beats yesterday or something. It was super, super low. So 0.3 of a penny right now. That is low anyway, around 180,000. But it was like 37,000. Crazy stuff there. 200 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer and 0.5 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. Validators at the moment, 48,383 validators. Pulsechain is fully decentralized. We've got 1.55 trillion off the market. Like I say, there's a great opportunity to pick up 32 million Pulse now and set up your own validators. There is the validatorstore.com from David Feder, and they dominate 70% of the activators. So you can get hardware through there. You can decide whether it's your value or not. Finally, the bridge. Oh boy, this is the lowest number I've seen, right? And not surprising given the fact that the Bitcoin and all that got the shakeout. But we're at 94.7 million. And of course, that will reflect a couple of things. So DAI looks like it's down $1 million. So the DAI is down $1 million. We thought we were sitting at 29. The ETH there is obviously down with the ETH price. And the EHEX there is down at 13th of a penny. So that's down as well. Wrap Bitcoin, of course, is down because Bitcoin is down $5,500 since the beginning of the week. So it's down as well today. Coast, of course, is hopefully going to give us some new stables that are fiat backed. We're looking forward to that. And of course, we've also got our native stable coins as well. USDL at the moment, 13 million. PXDC, 1.94 million backed by Pulsex. And of course, like I say, I think that will probably go up as the price of Pulsex takes off. More people will use the protocol to leverage that move on the upside. And then a Hex DC stable at 1.14 million. Obviously, a similar story with the Hex there. So we might get a lift on all these native stablecoins. As you guys know, I have been talking about Jacob's PUSD algo. I am hoping that that continues to move on. I'm going to talk about it again in another video soon. I really do believe in that project. If you've ever heard of the stablecoin trilemma, it is a big deal. And we see that the Coast solution with a fiat-backed stablecoin really does give us that security type of support there. And then, of course, we've got the securitization or collateral mechanism, that trilemma, supported by the liquidity forks in these three different stablecoins that we've got already, the PXDC, HexDC, and USDL. But the third part is scalability. We see that that these Power City liquidity forks and the liquid line liquidity forks, they got this kind of resistance in terms of people putting their assets to back them. Obviously, one of the mechanisms around liquidations can impact people's confidence if you're not using it correctly, and can get liquidated, things like that. But it really is, the PUSD algo offers that maybe the perfect solution with the perfect DeFi, the ultimate solution for scalability, which is the third part of that trilemma that people try to solve in the market, right, for stablecoins. And PUSD algo has got to be the best candidate right now for that. So looking forward to that. We're going to cover that more in the future. That's another Jacob project like Mafia, and I think it could be massive. So maybe it's something that we built on the back of Mafia's success. So we're looking forward to that. Kind of cool. All right, I'm going to cover that in another video. Now, I think I've still got the link for that in the video description. If you want to sacrifice for that, definitely check it out. It is well worth it. You get a big bonus too as well. So we might talk about that. Yeah, that's kind of neat. All right, so let's jump over it. We're going to get into Mafia though. Before we do though, let's say hello to everybody in the chat there. That is day 420. We're now on day 421 on Pulsechain, and there's opportunities galore on the chain right now. But we're going to get into the Mafia update, so look forward to that. We've got Bakuna in the house there. Hi there. That's a big shout out to you, Crypto Fury. Nice to see some friends being made in the chat, that's for sure. And Crypto Fury in there. Big wavy there to Bakuna. Good to see so many friends in the chat there online. What else? I was going to do something here. That's right. That's why I'm going over here. Just one moment. One moment, caller. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong page. Let's go. Let's go to this one. Where are we going here? Let's go to that one. I like that one. It's a good picture. All right, because we're getting into BNB Mafia now. So we're going to shift gears. This is kind of the second half of the show now. Now that we're in the syndicate. As you guys know, co-hosting the syndicate in the Discord. The main channel is in Telegram, run by Archie and Max Payne. Big shout out to them in the hierarchy of the syndicate. Wookie has finally made it. Wookie, how did you make it here? Because you were playing golf. I know you started super early this morning, so you must have been a chilly morning indeed. But you managed to get here and the game is finished. Hope you made some hole in twos. Hope you got some hole in twos. Let us know how you get on there. The syndicate is rolling mob deep, says Archie. He's the Don. And man, he's doing such a great job. Big shout out to you, Archie. And Baguna as well, enjoying the show. All right, let's get into it, folks. Peace out. Let's go. Welcome. We're about to immerse ourselves in the Mafia on Pulsechain, the most baddest GameFi on Pulsechain, and maybe soon to be the world. And, of course, also on BNB. So enjoy. Let's go. All right. I do love that. I do love that. I must say. I do love that. It's pretty cool. All right. Actually, I might change the view today. Why don't we put the view down here? I'll just do the view there. Is that weird? Is that weird, changing the view? Everyone gets used to a certain perspective, right? But there we go. Let's do it a little different today. All right, so here is the Mafia. The Mafia stayed up really well during this carnage. It is really doing well here. So it's down 9.7%, but it was actually holding up pretty well before we get to selling. And some of the selling is actually from the vault, selling, the taxman selling down. So it's not the market, it's the taxman. There was a bit of market selling for sure, but but when they sold down, those players, and it actually held up quite well. They ended up filling up the vault because 16.6% of the sell gets pushed into the vault, into the taxman, and the taxman sells it into the market, sending the market down as well. So pretty cool, awesome. I love it. I love the mechanism. Let's look at the hourly as well. So yeah, you can see we had to have a big player or two sell down here, but then of course we had a big buyer come in. This is the opportunity about Mafia, right? So there's a 4.7% buy tax, so you need a 5% slippage. But that when the price gets sold down, allows people to get into the game cheaper, and of course that is really cool. So if you've got nice turnover in the users on the game, you get this nice up and down flow, allowing people to get in at a cheaper price. So I really like that. And also we've also had a bit of selling from the vault, the taxman, quite a bit of selling actually. I think we had 1 million get pulled just earlier today. So pretty cool. Fills up the vote, folks. Loving it right now. So that is it on the hourly, and actually did pretty well. I mean, look at this performing. This is in the hourly, and it was the market was going down. Mafia was looking good. I mean, look at it. It was all the way up to 1900 penny, and it's only capitulated just this 4 hours ago. Had this little, a couple of people selling. That's it. So really doing really well as the old Mafia, and is going to be a powerhouse, not only on Pulsechain but on BNB, no doubt, and get more viral as time grows, especially as the vault is getting bigger and bigger. So at the moment, the liquidity at 148,000, the market cap 1.6 million. I think the all-time market cap has been 2.5 million so far. So you're getting in really nice on the discount, and you can see the charts holding very well. Really liking where this is hitting. 25k in volume, so a lift in volume, and of course that volume, if it's on the sell side, it fills up the vault, and so the vault gets bigger and it becomes more self-fulfilling, right? The game. 65 makers at the moment, kind of cool. And let's give it a rocket there. It deserves a real rocket as well. If you want to buy Mafia on the old Pulsechain, I'm going to post you the link to the chart. It is going to be a kicker there. See how it performs. It's almost like a stable coin to some degree, but let's not get too carried away. It is looking good though. Mafia. Let me just type this in the chat. On a PLS, and that is the link there. And remember, there's a 5% slippage on the buy side. There is a 16.6% sell on tax on the sell side. So you have the option of speculating. You have the option of playing the game. That's pretty much it. Various things. You can stake in the game as well. The staking is pretty high. We might actually look at the staking because we haven't done that for a little while. And we were over 30.6% staking last time I checked. And remember, there's lots of Mafia sitting in the team wallet, and lots of Mafia sitting in the LP. So it's kind of locked much higher than the 30% in the staking. So that is the token there. All right, let's have a quick look at the staking while we're here. Let's go to the holders of Mafia on Pulsechain. There's only 1 billion Mafia. So think about that. That's really important. There's 4,263 holders amongst all the accounts. Let's go to the total here. So yeah, we were at 30.6% last time I checked the staking. We're now at 32.3. So a nice increase there. 323 million is staked in the Mafia families. Kind of cool. 94 million Mafia in the teams wallet. That's number 2. That's 9.4% there. It's been stable, hasn't moved around much as well. So that's kind of cool. It started off with 100 million. And of course, some of that's probably gone to marketing, is my guess, something like that. We've got the wallet, these 3rd and 4th are both LP positions, if I remember rightly. So they're both 4.5%. Yeah, so you're looking at 8.5% in there. So you can see the percentages start adding up, don't they? Once you start taking into the LPs as well. We've got 2 more LPs over here as well with 1.5% in those also. And then the rest of them are pretty much players and retail holders. Here's a couple other more little smaller pools perhaps, but that is pretty much it in the top page. So kind of cool. That is it, heading in the right direction, as we say. The more supply off the market, the more probably the price goes up over time. That's kind of play there. Now we've got some key metrics here. Obviously phase 5 is what we're in at the moment. We had the NFT marketplace launched, and that's done very well. Pretty much gone to number 1 NFT market trading, certainly within the first 3 or 4 days. And of course, we had keys come out on the 27th. And of course, they're general purpose keys. They're going to be able to open up crates and all sorts of things in the game coming up ahead there. And then, of course, we just recently had Player and Family Plus launch on the 3rd of July. So that's been super bullish. And we're looking forward to where that. We've already had a couple of families qualify for that on the Pulse chain, and 1 family qualify for that on the BNB chain. So that's going pretty well also there. All right, so we're going to keep track. Phase number 6 is coming, and it's a huge phase. It's going to be the Mafia map with HQ offices. It's going to be really, really big. Going to cause a bit of a stir there. Certainly big for strategy for the head of the families, thinking about what they've got, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what they have to do with strategy. So it's going to be fun. All right, let's go to the Pulse chain results on Pulse chain. And we can see that we've got 744 alive players at the moment. You can have more than 1 player. Now, a player costs 200 Mafia, so that's it. It's only a couple of dollars. And, of course, you have to connect your wallet up and get started, and you'll be able to do that. So if you want to get a player, I do strongly encourage you to play a game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the prizes and the opportunities in the game are going to be huge. So let's check that out. That is the site there, Mafia.io. You can also switch chains between BNB and Pulse Mafia. It's all there. Kind of cool. Big Kahuna says in the syndicate family, Mafia playing is a serious business. It is indeed. So yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, let's get it. We've got 16 crime families at the moment, and we've got a massive 3.3 billion. I'll say it again, 3.3 billion Pulse now in the vault. And that's just it's the main way of earning money potentially. But there are many ways of earning money in the Mafia game, and we did cover that yesterday. So if you haven't checked out that video. We've got some of the leaders at the moment in the top 10. Top 15, actually. We've got 15 now on the top page. Those are our leaders. Just having a look through here. We've got lots of different families leading there. So a real mixed bunch there. I'm not going to go through that today. But let's go through the families. The families at the moment. As you guys know, the syndicate is number 1. And I'm in the syndicate there as the consigliere, as Cavalt DeFi likes to say. Yeah, that is a number 1. 342,000 worth. Doing pretty well. And the second family to get Family Plus. You can see the gold in there is in the Family Plus. I just realized they've lost the golden fonts. I really like the golden fonts. I'm not sure why that's disappeared, but yeah, bring back the golden fonts on the worth. I like that. That's really cool. So do that. Anyway, number 2, Gearheads has made a bit of a close today because the syndicate was ahead of the Gearheads over 100,000 worth. That's been closed up a little bit down to maybe what, about 75,000 or something is the difference now. So Gearheads have made a bit of a move overnight, and of course I'm sure the Don of the syndicate is well aware of that. We got the Yakuza, this mysterious family, the Yakuza, at number 3, 144,000, looking pretty strong there. And then we got number 4 there, the Salamancas, led by the big whale Annunzio. He is sitting at 136,000, managing to keep head off the Hustlers. And of course, the Hustlers is run by YouTuber, what's his name? Lick Gaines. I'm just kidding. Lick Gaines, the adept there for the Hustlers. And he's been hustling his way up into number 5. He was way down at like number 9 or something. He's hustled his way down to number 5 there. And then followed by the Mugnails. So big hats off to the Mugnails. They were the first family to get Family Plus. So that's from Dog Mugnail there. And yeah, well done to them. They're sitting at 32,000. Now they are pretty interested on the BNB side. So that's the case there. The OGs at number 7. They're also doing pretty well. They are number 1. Again, they've taken back number 1 spot on BNB. We'll check that out. So we've had a bit of switching on the families lately on BNB, but they're really focusing on the BNB chain. They've probably exited quite a few assets here on the Pulsechain side, and people have been able to pick those up in the market. So that's the case. And then number 8 there, Grand Clan by another influencer, Hansi Crypto. So we've got quite a few influencer families. At least, you know, there's a front person for some of the families. So we've got obviously the syndicate. I'm doing that. We got the Gearheads there. We've got Crypto Kool-Aid over there. We've got obviously Hustlers with Lit Gains doing that one. We got the we got the Grand Clan there with Hansi Crypto. So there's a few there. We've got the Trump family here at number 10. That's Brazology, of course, another influencer in the Pulsechain ecosystem. So there are quite a few there. And of course, we've got the Grays down here at number 15 by Coach X, another, I would call them a token ecosystem and a bit of a quasi influencer as well there. And they're just sitting there doing nothing at the moment. But let's see what they do in the future. So yeah, the top 5 families getting paid out 30% to 10% of the payouts every week from the vault. Let's check out the vault. The vault is looking so good, and of course is now at 3.3 billion pulse, and that's at the price level of pulse at the moment, just above 4,000. So it's at $137,200 in that pool, and that's just the beginning. I think this thing's going to be pretty cool. And look what we've got, folks. Look what we've got. A new chart. This is brand new. So pretty cool. We got the Taxman at the moment. So I've been wanting this chart. So I'm so glad to see this chart. And of course, look at this Taxman, crates and marketplace. How about that? So we got the marketplace at the moment. This is feeding the vault. And this is a wonderful breakdown. This is so good. So I'm not sure if Archie, you've seen this, but this is so good, this chart. That is amazing. So kind of cool. Actually, let me just do something here for a minute. We're up to 57 minutes. So we've got a bit of time here. Let me just jump back in here and let me do something here. So Archie, if you're watching, I'm just sending you a link. So feel free to hit that link if you like. So just send you a link in your DMs. Yeah, hit me up if you like there. We might see us a little surprise soon, potentially. So this chart is looking so good. And look at that. So the marketplace is feeding the vault. Look at that. It's feeding the vault. And it is up here. Look at that. The 5th of July here. That's adding some cool crypto on it. And then we've got the crates is doing pretty well as well. The crates up there, 72. And we've got the, the Taxman there up 25 there. I'm not sure if these are flipped around, but certainly looking good there. So kind of cool. All right. What's it? 137,000. This is amazing. So, you know, the game is expected to start at the minimum when the amount of pulse gets to 5 billion. So that'd be pretty awesome. Let's do a quick math on that. So 5 divided by 3.3, that's the multipliers of 1.51 times 137,200. That means that we're on track for $208,000 at the current price. So that's just as soon as the current price stays the same at 4,000. If we move double the price of pulse to 8,000 on a bit of a runner, then you're talking quickly about 415,000 US dollars in that vault. And so yeah, good times ahead. I would say good times ahead. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Obviously, we've got multiple things filling up the crate vault, so pretty powerful. That's just the vault here on the Pulse chain. But on BNB, of course, we've got another 57,000 or so. So pretty cool. Let's add that up, actually. Let's add it up now while we're talking about it. So 73, 173, so 137.2 plus. Let's go to the BNB chain and see how much is in the vault over there on the BNB. And how much is it? 53,600. So we're going to add a plus of 53.6. And that means we've got 191,000 US dollars now in the Mafia game over the two chains, and it hasn't been around for long, right? So that is pretty epic start. So everything is going very well with the game. So that's it on the vault. Let's jump over to the crates. Now crates are ticking away there, right? So you can pick up a crate. Gives you a chance to win $20 for these crates at the moment, and there's all these different categories. You can win in-game assets. Mafia, of course, you can win up to 5 billion, which is pretty tasty. It's probably about $8,500, $9,000 somewhere in there at the moment. You got OG NFTs up to 10 you could win, which is pretty amazing. They're worth maybe $150 to $200 each. And then you've got bodyguards, and there's only limited supply of those two, just under 1,700, and many of them have been burned so far. We got the bodyguards. The other big one of keys, of course. If you can win a lot of keys, you can have a good go at trying to win other prizes. So keys are very important as well on the game. So pretty cool. The market itself is ticking away really nice. Potentially the biggest marketplace on Pulsechain now in terms of the NFT space. It'd be interesting to see to confirm that, but it definitely has been doing extremely well. Almost $93,000 in trade volume at the current price of Pulse. 96.1 million Pulse, so almost at 100 million. And 1,390 items sold so far, and there's always opportunities in the market there to pick up, which I always love. All right, let's jump over to the game wiki. We'll quickly have a look at that before we go to BNB, just to see whether there's any particular updates here. Obviously, we're waiting for stage number 6, which is the map. So that's the next stage we're looking forward to out of the 11 before the game launches. So vault requirements, like I say, 5 billion to start the game on Pulsechain, 500 BNB on BNB chain. I think probably what will happen is that the first one that gets to it, we might see the game launch if the team is ready technically to launch the game in full. The amount of keys, let me just double check my chat there. The amount of keys at the moment is also been a new update. There's lots of use cases for that, so I strongly recommend you read those. Kind of cool. And you can purchase keys for $20 at the moment, so they're going to be very useful with all the different use cases that they're going to have. Well, it looks like over 30 use cases potentially, or 20 for sure. 20 here and all these ones here, so it's a lot. Let's have a look. The other thing we had, of course, I'm just scrolling through a bit slower than I normally do. Let's see here. We've got obviously the other big update that we had was the families, Family Plus, and of course we've got 2 families now on Pulsechain that have got that. So we go to families, we can see the Syndicate and Mug now, so both got that. So congratulations to them. They are amazing, especially the Syndicate. We've got the allegiances there, and that's the next big thing, right? So that's going to be coming, I think, in a couple of days. Looking forward to that. 25 keys, a Donald family and Family Plus status to get that. That's going to be out in the next couple of days. So looking forward to that. That's the next big update. Player Plus, of course, people are doing that right now. You need an OG to activate. You need an OG NFT, and that runs for 90 days. OG NFTs are burned. They are actually burned. That's what it says here. Someone was saying they're not burned, but it says they're burned right here. So there we go. And these are all the benefits that you get, including 2 keys per month. Like I said, 6 keys over 90 days. Kind of awesome. So that's the big one there. What else is just make sure I'm not missing anything. Sometimes they put updates and they'll sneak them in. And then of course OG NFTs were a part of that update as well. So you only receive rewards if you activate your Premium Plus player. So let's have a look at some of those features. So obviously the Syndicate's got Family Plus, and to get Family Plus you need 50% of your players. 50% of your players there to participate. So yeah, we've got 51.9%. So we obviously qualified. And you can see the Player Plus. All the players have got plus next to them, and the golden font there. I love that golden font. It really is cool in the game. And yeah, all the players there doing pretty well. So not bad, not bad. Now zooming in on the Syndicate before we go to BNB. The Syndicate is almost close to 100 million a weekly payout on Pulse. 98.87 million Pulse there. 50% family share. The Syndicate is the most feared family, as I say, in the Mafia, but it's also the most generous. Our Don Archie, the Capone, is very generous, and of course 50% family share. So a great family to be involved with there. do hit us up. So there we go. I'm not sure if someone in the chat there can post the recruitment page to the Telegram, but it'd be very useful. Otherwise, if you're in Discord, you hit up Archie in our Discord. Links in the video description to Discord. And it is a great family to be part of. I think Wookie, you might have the link to the Telegram recruitment, so if you could post it in there, that'd be great. That is it on that. So doing very well. So let's jump over to the BNB chain and have a quick look over there. Obviously, it's on 2 chains, and as we say, 191,000. Hey, look, we're not very far away from blowing past $200,000 on the combined value of Mafia, and it's going to go up, up, and up. We're very confident about that. It is going very well indeed. We've had more influencers cover the project. RH Max was the latest one, and so yeah, it is growing all the time. Let's have a look on BNB Mafia. We've got 853 players at the moment on BNB, so there's more than there is on Pulsechain at the moment. 16 crime families, which is the same number, but they're different families. And we've got 106.62 BNB. Obviously, we're on BNB chain here, so the rewards are in BNB. Looking at the leaderboard there, you can see the leaderboard at the moment. Lots of player pluses. Look at them all. Looks great. See, they've got the gold font over here on BNB, but we didn't see that on it disappeared on the Pulse side. I don't know why that was. Maybe it was a glitch in the Mafia matrix. Then we're jumping over to the families. The only family plus at the moment is the original gangsters. And not only that, but they've taken back #1 spot. I'm not sure what happened there, but the syndicate had been #1 and had been pushed back #2, but not for long. That's what we say in our family. The most feared family will not tolerate being a #2 spot for long. So watch the space on that. There has been a bit of shift in the force though, and families have to accommodate that. We got the Mugnows at #3. So they're cool. They were #6 on Pulse Mafia, remember? And then the Yakuza, which are #3 on Pulse Mafia. This mysterious family, the Yakuza at #4. And then the Illuminati, the globalists there at #5. That is the play. The other ones that get conditional payouts, 5%, and the spots 6 to 8. We've got Costa Nostra's, Peaky Blinders, and the OG Sopranos there. OG Sopranos, of course, part of the original gangsters at the top. And they've also got the #9 spot as well. We've got the Clan, the Cartel, the Untouchables from Crypto Pride. He's a BNB influencer. Big shout out to Crypto Pride out there. Might try and get him on the channel sometime. We've got Los Salvages there as well. Francesca, the Mafia group from Gangi, the High Table, Nucky, and the Salvation Army, the most twisted name, as I always say, by William Booth, the Don, at #16. So that is the layout of BNB. The crates, of course, the businesses are still there. We've still got 62 remaining. So I think we've only had one business overnight, if I remember rightly. I think we got 63 yesterday, were we? We're at 62 at the moment. And no one has won any of the Mafia yet on BNB. 50 million Mafia to be won. All you have to do is purchase a key, $20. You can use BNB, USD Tether, USDC, and use your key and try and win one of these prizes. OG NFTs as well, they got that, as well as the keys. And of course, they've got all the usual in-game assets as well. So lots to be won over on BNB at the moment. So a real greenfield opportunity. The marketplace, let's look at that. $4,200 in volume, 40 items sold, 2 BNB in fees so far. And you can see that the market's over there operating pretty well. There's lots of cool things to pick up over on the BNB as well. It's kind of cool. And of course, the vault is looking pretty badass there. 106.62 BNB. Quite a bit of Mafia in the vault with the Taxman at the moment. So that's going to go into the vault as well. We can see some of the trend lines here. We got the Taxman going in there on the yellow. And we got the crates there on the pink. And we've got the marketplace as well down the bottom here, contributing as well, 1%. I actually see there's still small percentages. Can you see the percentages? It's got the percentage breakdown, 1% there and 48%. So percentage breakdowns on here, pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think it's long. I think it's probably maybe even the price of Pulse goes up a little bit. We'll be over $200,000, pretty much anyway, in the BNB retrace there. So that's pretty much it on that. Let's have a look at the price on this. Let's have a look at the price on Mafia. This is the price on Mafia. So if you want to pick up some Mafia opportunity, we had a bit of selling on BNB, obviously a different chain, different dynamics. We had a bit of selling there, and let's look at the hourly on the BNB. And so someone sold out here, and of course here we are at 3,300 at the moment. So really good zone to pick up, lots of volume, and you can be a bit of a whale over on the BNB side. And of course you can take your if you're in a family, you can buy up heaps of Mafia at the moment, and put it into your family vault and start earning in-game currency. So there we go, folks. That's opportunity there at the moment. 3,600 in volume at the moment. That's picked up a little bit on the sell. Remember, this sells, feeds the vault. 16.6% goes into the vault. So the vault is very happy, and you can see some sitting in the tax man's office there, ready to sell. Kind of cool. All right, new entrants. I kind of like that feature, that new players can come in and get a good rate into the market. All right, right. So yeah, that's kind of cool. What's that? Would it be about $3,330 to pick up 1 million Mafia over at the moment? Pretty friendly to me. Sounds pretty good. All right, that is looking good. If you want to pick up some BNB Mafia, that is the one there. Before we do that though, Wiki has posted the syndicate. If you want to join the syndicate, it will be $100 if you get accepted. It's everyone's not automatically accepted. There's a bit of a checks and balances, but it is $100 to join, and you get the benefits of both chains, because you can see the syndicate is in the top 5 on both chains, and you get to share the profits in those families. So pretty cool. 2 for 1 deal. 2 for 1 deal. $100 to join. That $100 is used to strengthen the family. So there's good reason for that, and keep out riffraff, keep out riffraff as well. So join up today on the Telegram there. All right, let's see here. So if you want to buy Mafia on a BNB, buy Mafia on a BNB, and of course, as you guys know, I covered this yesterday, but Binance itself took note of the BNB Mafia game. Max Payne sent out a post on X, and the Binance team put little eyes on it, said, we see you, we see you. So the Binance team have seen the BNB Mafia, and we're going to continue to target Binance to try and see if we can get some momentum here, with obviously 3.4 million followers on Binance official accounts, and they give us the little eyes on their BNB Mafia. So I'm pretty excited about that opportunity and build upon that success. So big shout out there to Max Payne, who's the Capitacina or Capitacino for the syndicate. There we go. Anyway, some big opportunities to pick up millions of Mafia on a BNB and become a whale over there for $320 or $330. Apparently, you can become a million BNB. Remember, there's only 1 billion tokens in existence, so it's a pretty cool time to come in to be a whale on the BNB, and there's lots of opportunity over there at the moment. So kind of cool. All right, well, there we are. Very nice. That is your friends. All right, so let's jump back to Pulsechain, and let's see what we got happening over there. Let's where am I going here? Beep, 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 beep. We're going to crates. Yeah, the crates at the moment, you can pick up crates and have a good chance of getting those. So $20 each at the moment. All the money pretty much feeds into the team's wallets and the market. So into the vault, sorry. So everything's cycled back into the vault. The vault's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, like a snowball. And of course, the bigger it gets, the more eyes get on the game, and people want to get access to it. So there we go. It's going to be a fun time ahead of us, and we can't be too far away, depending on whether the team's ready or not. Maybe only a couple of weeks away from the game launching, is if we get up to that 5 billion or not. So we'll see. Obviously, the team's got to be technically ready as well, not just hitting a 5 billion. And we're waiting for the map coming up soon. So we're expecting allegiances next, and then the HQ and the map. That's kind of what we're expecting coming up for the Mafia. All right, man, what an update that was. An hour and 12 minutes. I think we've done a pretty good job today. Wikis is plus. Yeah, I'm excited. Now, we are talking about in Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, we got a Discord, $5 a month in the Discord. You join up. We have an awesome community of very close-knit people that talk about strategy, talk about all sorts of things around crypto and non-crypto. So it's a great place to be. Yeah, $5 a month. Join up today. Links in the video description. And 16 cents a day. So it's very good value. Get all the information you can possibly ask. There's a help desk as well. As far as I know, we're the only one with the crypto help desk in the Pulsechain Hex community. So that's there. And also you get to chat with everybody about all your favorite stuff and get their opinions, which is always nice to get. What I was going to say, yeah, there's also the strategy club as well, $35 a month. Join up to that. It's a private club inside the Discord. And of course, that includes the Pulsechain and Hex general Discord as well. That's $35 a month. So join up to that too. Links in the video description. All right, let's finish up there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to play out a quick video on the way out. Let's see, what should I play today? We're going to get there. We're going to get there in the end. So lots of bargains on the market right now. Lots of bargains. That's all I can say. Hex is looking particularly bargainish. A bit bargainish. Let's see here. Mafia, let's go. All right, peace out, everybody. Take care. Catch you again next time. And bye for now. All right, I thought I'd jump back in here. We got the poll results, which I don't want to forget about. The BTC bounced from 53,500 today. What are you doing in the market now? Well, we had the 4 responses there, 18 votes. We had 27% said they're buying crypto. The shakeout is done. We had 27% just holding my bags. We had 22% said might buy some now. And finally, we had not buying 22%. So real mix here there amongst those 4 options. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see who's right there and moving forward. All right, take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now. And of course, Big Green is there. Have a nice weekend. All absolutely. All right, take care. Bye for now. See ya.